Welcome back to another Bible lesson about Noah. This is Bible lesson number 4 on Noah. We've got one more to go after this. But we're going to start with a song. It says, "Who built the ark?" Do you know who built the ark? Who built the ark? Noah, Noah. Who built the ark? Mr. Noah built the ark. Old man Noah, he built the ark. He built it out of the gopher bark. He built it long and wide and tall, with plenty of room for the large and small. Who built the ark? Noah, Noah. Who built the ark? Mr. Noah built the ark. In came the animals 2 by 2, the elephant, dog, and the horses too. In came the animals through the door. It's a good thing Noah made 3 strong floors. Who built the ark? Noah, Noah. Who built the ark? Mr. Noah built the ark. In came the animals way back then. It's time for the voyage to begin. Next God said, "I'll shut the door. The rain will soon be falling and we can't take more." Who built the ark? Noah, Noah. Who built the ark? Mr. Noah built the ark. In Genesis chapter 6, chapter 7, chapter 8, and chapter 9, God tells us all about the flood, the great flood, and how he chose Noah to save some people and some animals. What is a flood? Some of you might have experienced a flood in your neighborhood, or maybe in your basement or in your bathroom. Sometimes things flood inside. What is a flood? A flood is too much water. Let me show you some pictures of some floods. Here is a house. Do you see the house? The water comes almost to the top of the windows on the first floor. There's too much water. Here's another picture of a flood. Do you see how much water there is? It's up above that lady's knee, and she's got a dog on a leash, and she's helping the dog get out of the water and into safety. I don't know if the dog is swimming or walking, but that water is pretty deep. Here's another picture of a flood. This water is even deeper. There's a man, and it looks like the water is above his waist. He's carrying that dog. That's a pretty big dog, but he's carrying the dog to safety. So a flood is when there's too much water. Now, this flood and the other pictures I've told you are nothing compared to the great flood God tells us about in the Bible during the time of Noah. So, what about all that water? Let's talk about that today. Let's do a quick review of what we've already studied about Noah. Do you remember that man all over the earth was only evil all the time? Not some of the time, all the time. God was grieved in his heart. He was brokenhearted that nobody wanted to do anything that pleased God. Not because God was selfish, but because God is holy and he's righteous and he's just. And he created this beautiful world for people, and they rejected him. It made him sad. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Noah was not a perfect man because he was a human, and no humans are perfect. But he was doing his best to do what God wanted him to all the time. So God told Noah to build an ark to save some of all animal kinds. And Noah did all that the Lord commanded him. Not some, but all. All right, the ark is finished. What now? This is a puzzle, and we're going to take off pieces, and it's going to reveal something under this puzzle. In fact, it's going to reveal another puzzle, but that puzzle is a different kind of puzzle. So let's start with our story today. The animals came to Noah. Noah didn't have to go out and round them all up. They put them in rooms that God had told Noah to make. And then it was time. It was time to go into the ark. Who went into the ark? Noah, his wife, his 3 sons and their wives, 8 people. What about the animals? There were 7 pairs of clean animals, that's 14. There were 7 pairs of birds, that's 14, of each bird kind and each animal kind. And there was 1 pair of unclean animals, male and female. Why? So they could have babies after the flood and fill the earth with animals again. And then God closed the door and wouldn't open it again until he was ready. This picture shows other people outside the ark watching. I don't know if that happened, but the Bible does say that God closed the door. 7 days passed. No rain yet, but then the rain started. Soon the whole earth would be covered with water, the whole earth. The Bible tells us that Noah was 600 years old when the flood came. Why does he tell us his age? Because he's continuing to tell us about how old the earth is. The earth is not billions of years old. In Genesis chapter 5, we have the generations of Adam to Noah. We find that it was 10 generations. In fact, there's a video on that. It's called Adam to Noah, 10 Generations. Go watch that and you'll find out that the earth, when Noah was born, was only 1,056 years old. Now we add Noah's 600 years to that, and we find the earth was 1,656 years old when the flood started. It rained 40 days and 40 nights. In fact, the Bible says the fountains of the great deep broke open. The windows of the heaven were opened, and it rained 40 days and 40 nights. I really wish we had time in this video to talk about what it means when the fountains of the great deep broke up. Underneath this video, there are some websites if you want to go with your family and learn more about what that meant. But basically, the earth cracked open, releasing all kinds of water under great pressure. As well as the water, there would have been volcanic activity, earthquakes. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible disaster. It wasn't just 40 days and 40 nights of a nice, gentle spring rain. The water rose. It rose higher and higher and higher. There was so much water that the Bible says all the high mountains were covered with water. God uses the word all a lot when he's talking about this flood event. We don't know how high those mountains were, but the Bible says they were high. But they were covered by 15 cubits of water. That's maybe 45 or 50 feet. That's a lot of water. Nothing like this had ever been seen before. What happened to the ark? It floated. Why did it float? Because Noah made it exactly as God had told him to. After 40 days and 40 nights, the rain stopped. But the flood wasn't through yet. The Bible says all the animals died. All people died. Some people or all people? All people. This covered the entire earth. All that was on dry land died. Only Noah was left, and those with him on the ark. Was anybody else left on the earth? No, only Noah and those that were with him. But the flood wasn't over yet. The waters prevailed for 150 days. That's a long time. The word prevailed means dominated. There was nothing but water over the entire earth. This wasn't a small flood that covered part of the earth. The water dominated the earth. There was nothing but water for 150 days. And then what happened next? Well, you'll have to tune in for our next Bible class lesson to find out. Some of you know what happened next, but for today, we have another puzzle to solve. Do we think we can do that? I think so. All right, here's our puzzle. Let's start at the top. What you're going to see is that we have pictures instead of some of the words. For example, what does this look like to you? What's coming out of that cloud? It's rain. So it rained 40. When is the sun out? In the day. When is the moon and the stars out? At night. So it rained 40 days and 40 nights. Correct. What is this right here? This is water. And what is this? This is a beautiful rose. It's a flower. So our sentence says the water rose. Remember, rose means go up. Now here we have the dog making noise minus B floated. We're going to have to think a little bit about this one. So we have the word the. What do dogs do with their mouth? What kind of sound do they make? We call that a bark. So we have to have bark minus B. Let's see if we can do that. B-A-R-K. Let's take off the B. What word are we left with? We're left with the word ark. So this is the ark floated. Now here we have a doctor asking a little boy to open his mouth, puts the tongue depressor on there, and what does the doctor say when he wants you to open your mouth and say ah? So this is ah plus LL. Well, let's see if we can figure that out. Ah plus LL. What would that sound like? All. All the, what are these? They're animals, died. All the animals died. All right, let's do this one now. Here's the same thing it was up here. All the, what are these? These are people, died. So all the people died. Uh-oh, here's the number 1 minus E plus LY. What does that mean? Noah was, okay, we have 2 hands, a right hand and a left hand. Which hand has the X on it? The right or the left? The left. All right, let's write this out. What is that? That is the number 1, O-N-E. We're going to take away the E and add L-Y. What word do we have left? Only. Only Noah was left. Let's read the whole poster because that's a review of our lesson today. It rained 40 days and 40 nights. The waters rose. That means they got higher. The ark floated. All the animals died. All the people died. Only Noah was left. That's right. This Bible lesson reminds me of a song. It's the song about the wise man and the foolish man. You remember the wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rains came down and the floods came up, and the wise man's house stood firm. And then there's the foolish man built his house on the sand, and the rains came and the floods went up and it went splat. Well, What does that mean? The wise man built his house upon the rock. It's not talking about an actual house. It's talking about his life being built on the rock, which is God. So the wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rains came a-tumbling down. Oh, the rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, and the wise man's house stood firm. Yes, he built his life on God, and when bad things happen, not real rain and real floods, but when bad things happen, he stood firm. His life was firm because of God. And then the foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand, and the rains came tumbling down. Oh, the rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, and the foolish man's house went splat. That's right. The foolish man built his house, his life, on sand. That's anything but God. If you build your life on anything but God, something bad's going to happen to you and your life is going to go splat. We're talking about eternal life or eternal damnation in hell. Okay? We want to build our house on the Lord Jesus Christ. The Lord Jesus Christ is God. So we want to build our life on God. Ready? So build your house on the Lord Jesus Christ. So build your house on the Lord Jesus Christ. So build your house on the Lord Jesus Christ, and the blessings will come down. Oh, the blessings come down as the prayers go up. The blessings come down as the prayers go up. The blessings come down as the prayers go up. So build your house on the Lord Jesus Christ. We want to build our life on the Lord Jesus Christ, so when bad things happen, we can still have blessings. Now, we're talking spiritual blessings here. Spiritual blessings of hope and peace and love and all those wonderful things. Regardless of what happened, we are blessed in Christ. That doesn't mean that good things are always going to happen to us in our life. It doesn't mean we're going to have all kinds of money and all kinds of wonderful things in our life. That's not what it means. It's talking about spiritual blessings, the blessings that count when those prayers go up. So let's sing our Who Built the Ark song one more time, and then that's going to be all for today. We'll see you next time, and we'll have our last lesson on Noah. Who built the ark? Noah, Noah. Who built the ark? Mr. Noah built the ark. Old man Noah, he built the ark. He built it out of the gopher bark. He built it long and wide and tall, with plenty of room for the large and small. Who built the ark? Noah, Noah. Who built the ark? Mr. Noah built the ark. In came the animals 2 by 2, the elephant, dog, and the horses too. In came the animals through the door. It's a good thing Noah made 3 strong floors. Who built the ark? Noah, Noah. Who built the ark? Mr. Noah built the ark. In came the animals way back then. It's time for the voyage to begin. Next God said, I'll shut the door. The rain will soon be falling and we can't take more. Who built the ark? Noah, Noah. Who built the ark? Mr. Noah built the ark.